Okay, so finally I got to the repairs of those headsets. So as you see, lots of stuff are added to my work table over here. So first of all, I have scissors, I have epoxy. This is an expensive epoxy from dollar store. I have this piece of plastic, I have this filament thingies which you're gonna use as a mixing thing. Also I have this drywall kind of mesh thingy which I'm thinking to use as a reinforcement. Like let me find the beginning of it, or beginning of the roll. I don't know where, but I think you know what I'm talking about here. It's oh my god, where it is. Okay, I think, oh, here we are. I'm gonna cut out a little piece and use it as a reinforcement mesh. I don't have any kind of material for that to come up with this idea. I have a super glue in case I need it, tape, and snips. So this is what I'm gonna use. Oh wait, one important thing is this sort of vise. So I'm gonna use it to glue this piece and keep it together, like just like so. I'm gonna apply glue and then put them in between here just to keep them secure in such position. So yeah, there are a bit of a there are many things on the table at the moment, so a bit of a mess. So I'm gonna clean them up and prepare for gluing process. So first I'm gonna glue the headset, because all the remain of the epoxy I'm gonna use for this guy. So we'll remove this and that, because I would have to come up with some other ingenious solution in order to keep this all secure. Unfortunately, I would gladly remove this PCB from over here, but unfortunately there are two places where wire is just soldered and I don't want to fiddle with unsoldering, so I'll try to be as careful as possible in order to handle this properly and not to destroy. Okay, well, this part actually can be detached, so I detached this one. This is detached. So other part we need to kind of turn around like this and try to work. Okay, let's see what we have here. So first of all, to properly glue all this stuff, there are two cracks. One crack over here, on this over here, and another crack further down. There are two cracks. So we have to use epoxy in order to glue them together, and some of this mesh I showed earlier in order to reinforce. Okay, I'll try to free as much as possible of this cable, because I don't want this cable to get into epoxy and being like, and get all in. Oh, well, maybe not that easy, very easy a task, I think. Yeah, it looks like it just secured there and such. Yeah, it's glued actually, which is kind of okay. All right, we'll try to come up with some. This is why we need masking tape. Okay, try to not fill with this too much anymore. So that's why I would like to use masking tape to kind of securely cover. Maybe I'll do just right now. To kind of protect this cable or wire from getting into like epoxy, and it's not easy to do because it's all over the place. Okay, try to fish it through here, and then somehow wrap that around. Oh my god, this is not easy at all. Well, this is roughly what I meant to do. Okay, something like that. Now let's move it away from our working area. Okay, it also probably would keep this wire a little bit further away from the working area. Okay, so unfortunately we don't have much of a space here to work with. Also, I have to come up with some sort of, potentially I will use the same vise. Instead of gluing that piece, I'll use these to keep them, to apply pressure in such way in order to keep those two pieces, those actually three pieces of area I want to glue. Okay, so yeah, I don't know where to start. It's so many things have to be considered. So first of all, I probably have to premix epoxy. I won't be able to properly. Okay, I'll have alcohol here. I'll quickly spray a little bit of alcohol in between, try to kind of clean them up to make sure epoxy will stick. Use this to wipe it up. Any excess of alcohol and gonna evaporate soon. Okay. That's sort of done. Okay, alcohol is all evaporated, and now I'll try to mix up the epoxy. Oh my god, is this like good? I have second package of epoxy. This might get called cake tins here, something to this extent. Hope not, but let's see. Okay, have epoxy. I think that would be plenty. Okay, I squeezed a bit of epoxy on this plastic sheet. I would like to use to mix it very well. It's probably the most boring part of all this procedure is to freaking mixing up freaking epoxy. Okay, I squeezed a bit of epoxy on this plastic sheet. I would like to use to mix it very well. It's probably the most boring part of all this procedure is to freaking mixing up freaking epoxy. Okay, let's give it a few minutes. No, it says 5 minutes, but it's actually never 5 minutes. Already tried this epoxy. And here I'll try to, I'm not even sure if it's possible to use, would be possible to use, because on one side, maybe like really small strip, like this. Oh yeah, and advantage of this sort of thing, it's actually sticky. So if it has a sticky backing. Doesn't stick that well, but okay, a little bit here and probably even thinner on other side. Okay, so that's a few stage here process. Like have to like, if it's take a little bit too much time, better idea is to just do it before you mix your epoxy. But I'm super keen to do it fast, so okay, a little bit of doesn't, for some reason doesn't stick well to this particular plastic. Anyways, but it's better than nothing. Okay, so here we are. Now let's try to apply epoxy. Did it warm up itself? A little bit. It's a little bit warm now. Okay. Yeah, looks like this particular mesh is going to be lifted by the with the glue, and I'm gonna clean it up a little bit better. Okay, in this case it's just even a bit more messier. You want to get this scrub over some vital pieces of the headset. And over here I'd like to do a few moves like this to make sure epoxy gets in the crack. And here as well. Looks like this crack is longer than I expected. Okay, so let's put this aside and get our vice grips or vice. So we'll try to secure this guy . In this sort of position. Okay, so we have some success. So after fighting with few minutes with this guy, I decided to not to use these clamps particular because it was very hard to secure this guy. So I ended up just holding it for like few minutes like that, applying pressure before epoxy actually got solidified. So that's already probably pretty much cured by now. It's like probably 10 minutes past. So then I did the job with a next piece. So next piece I glue it together using this, while keeping this masking tape on, just to keep those two pieces not falling apart when I'm actually applying epoxy, and using the mesh. So now it's in vice. This was so much easier to do, and it's just curing right now. Probably need another few minutes, it'll be done. Then I actually trim excess and maybe I'll sand a little bit more sticking out epoxy on this side, and I think we will be good. So let's see how it's all gonna look when epoxy gonna be cured, and let's see what kind of job we did at the end. Okay guys, finally after like few days sitting around here and drying this all glued parts, it's all this epoxy dried out and seems like it's holding together. I actually maybe a little bit zealous about adding epoxy, and also added this little mesh stuff as you see here in order to reinforce it, and seems like it's holding pretty well. I didn't do probably the best job of gluing this stuff, but this is all inside of the headset, no one gonna see it. I need it to stay strong. The same thing on this side. It's not the best job, as you see. You still have seams, but if you look inside, I still added those reinforced meshes. Seems like they are holding up. So now I'll have to put it all quickly together. Alright, took me like good time to actually finish it up, but finally I put it all together. So it seems to be they are in working order, and now the only thing I have to verify that mechanical properties of those glue seams are still okay and they are holding up. So I think this is success for now, and I hope all my repairs didn't come to vain, and for example it's not gonna break after some time of use. But I also have not gonna test if I didn't mess up anything electronically, but seems like they are powering up and microphone is lit up, so I assume they are working. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this sort of longish video was okay and interesting, and whoever interested to see how the headset wireless headset are made, you're gonna make something useful out of it, and if you need to repair one of those, you know what to do. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.